Coordinates: 41 degrees 20:04, N 72 degrees 04:05, W 41.334342 degrees north, 72.06795 degrees west, 41.334342 minus 72.06795. Pfizer Inc. is an American multinational pharmaceutical corporation. Pfizer is one of the world's largest pharmaceutical companies, and was ranked 64th on the 2020 Fortune 500 list of the largest U.S. corporations by total revenue, at $47.644 billion as of December 31, 2020. Headquartered in Manhattan, Pfizer develops and produces medicines and vaccines for a wide range of medical disciplines, including immunology, oncology, cardiology, endocrinology, and neurology. Its products include the blockbuster drug Lipitor, an oral antifungal medication, Zithromax, an anti-inflammatory drug, Prevnar 13, a pneumococcal conjugate vaccine, and BNT162b2, a COVID-19 vaccine developed in conjunction with BioNTech. In 2016, Pfizer Inc. was expected to merge with Allergan to create the Ireland-based Pfizer plc, in a deal that would have been worth $160 billion United States dollars. The merger was called off in April 2016. However, because of new rules from the U.S. Department of the Treasury against tax inversions, a method of avoiding taxes by merging with a foreign company, the company has made the second largest pharmaceutical settlement with the United States Department of Justice. On December 19, 2018, Pfizer announced a joint merger of their consumer healthcare division with UK pharma giant GlaxoSmithKline. Assuming shareholder approvals, the British company will have 68% of shares in the spin-off company. Pfizer was a constituent of the Dow Jones Industrial Average from 2004 to 2020, when it was announced that the company would be replaced by Amgen in the Dow Jones. The change took effect at start of trading on August 31, 2020. German immigrants Charles Pfizer and his cousin Charles F. Ehrhardt founded Pfizer in New York City in 1849. They launched the chemicals business, Charles Pfizer and Company, at Bartlett Street in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, where they produced an antiparasitic called Santonin. This was an immediate success, although it was the production of citric acid that led to Pfizer's growth in the 1880s. Pfizer continued to buy property to expand its lab and factory. Pfizer's original administrative headquarters was at 81 Maiden Lane in Manhattan. By 1906, sales totaled $3.4 million. World War I caused a shortage of calcium citrate, which Pfizer imported from Italy for the manufacture of citric acid, and the company began a search for an alternative supply. Pfizer chemists learned of a fungus that ferments sugar to citric acid, and they were able to commercialize production of citric acid from this source in 1919. The company developed expertise in fermentation technology as a result. These skills were applied to the mass production of the antibiotic penicillin during World War II. In response to the need to treat injured Allied soldiers, Pfizer succeeded in producing large quantities of penicillin using deep tank fermentation. Its success helped make penicillin available to Allied soldiers by the end of the war. Penicillin became very inexpensive in the 1940s, and Pfizer searched for new antibiotics with greater profit potential. They discovered terramycin in 1950, and this changed the company from a manufacturer of fine chemicals to a research-based pharmaceutical company. Pfizer developed a drug discovery program focused on in vitro synthesis in order to augment its research in fermentation technology. The company also established an animal health division in 1959 with a 700-acre farm and research facility in Terre Haute, Indiana. By the 1950s, Pfizer had established offices in Belgium, Brazil, Canada, Cuba, Mexico, Panama, Puerto Rico, and the United Kingdom. In 1960, the company moved its medical research laboratory operations out of New York City to a new facility in Groton, Connecticut. In 1980, they launched Fuldene, a prescription anti-inflammatory medication that became Pfizer's first product to reach $1 billion in total sales. During the 1980s and 1990s, Pfizer Corporation growth was sustained by the discovery and marketing of Zoloft, Lipitor, Norvasc, Zithromax, Aricept, Diflucan, and Viagra. In this decade, Pfizer grew by mergers, including those with Warner Lambert. Development of torstrappib, a drug that increases production of HDL, or good cholesterol, which reduces LDL thought to be correlated to heart disease, was cancelled in December 2006. During a phase 3 clinical trial involving 15,000 patients, more deaths occurred in the group that took the medicine than expected, and a 60% increase in mortality was seen among patients taking the combination of torstrappib and Lipitor versus Lipitor alone. Lipitor alone was not implicated in the results, but Pfizer lost nearly $1 billion developing the failed drug, and the market value of the company plummeted afterwards. That same year, the company also announced it would acquire PowerMed and Rivax. In September 2009, Pfizer pleaded guilty to the illegal